Hey everyone, Shadox here. Today we're going to take a look at the 4 trial decks for Riftbound. So I was able to get these from GenCon, and I believe local game stores should be getting, not sure how many, and not sure which ones, but we just know that they'll be getting trial decks for people to demo the game before the game comes out, and I believe it's coming out, I want to say end of this month or sometime next month in September. So be on the lookout for that. But I figured I'd just kind of open up each one, show you what's inside, and you can kind of take a look at how they are. Yeah, so I guess we'll start with the Volibear deck. Yeah, as you can see, they come sealed on the top, but not sealed on the bottom, which is a bit odd. Yeah, none of them. Jinx, Yasuo, Viktor. Yeah, so the bottom, you can just kind of easily open up. And inside, you've got a sealed trial deck. And this one's Volibear, and you can see his... You can see his legend here on the front. So and they all come sealed, so you can kind of know, even though it's been opened from the bottom. Yeah, so inside, ooh, they're pretty crisp. They all kind of stick together. Doesn't really have, it kind of has a fresh card smell, almost like from a pack. Okay, as you can see, we have Volley's legend here. So, Volibear, Relentless Storm. When you play a mighty unit, you may exhaust me to channel 1 rune exhausted. A unit is mighty while it has 5+ might. So, this is going to be a legend for those of you who don't know how to play the game exactly yet. This is like your main character of your deck, your representative of the deck. And then, as you can see as well, let me see if they all, so each card in these trial decks have this like sample printed on them. That's just kind of to indicate that these are not the final design, these are not the final card stock or any of that for Riftbound, and therefore that means these cards are not legal for play. Okay, so if you do go out and have one of these or get them from your local stores, not sure if they give them out or not, or buy them online, you will not be able to use these to play in official events at all. But yeah, continuing on, moving through, so we've got your legend, Volley, and then you've got 3 battlefields. Looks like you've got Voidgate, you've got Obelisk of Power, and you've got Sigil of the Storm. So 3 pretty good battlefields to go with Volibear. And inside, getting into the main deck, we've got 3 Blazing Scorchers, 3 Disintegrate. Actually, this way is probably easier. Let me organize this nicely, see if we can fit it all on the mat. We got 3 Legion Rear Guards, 1 Magma Worm, 2 Tryndamirs, 1 Kadrigan, 3 Volibear Furious, and then 3 Challenge, 2 Mobilize, 3 Stormclaw Ursine, 3 Catalyst of Aeons, 3 Snapvines, 2 Volibear Imposing, 3 Dreadbloom Predator. Almost, I could almost fit it all. You got 3 Misfortune Captain, and you've got 2 Stormbringers. So you have also for your rune deck, you also have, I believe it's just 6. Yeah, so 6 and 6 for the body runes and for the Fury rune. So red and orange, which is Volibear's colors. But yeah, this is what comes in the Volibear trial deck. So, depending on, I guess, what you like and what kind of gameplay you like to do, you can kind of figure out which deck you want to try out when your local game stores get one of these trial decks. I will say at GenCon, I didn't get to play the Volibear deck, but I played a 4-player multiplayer game, and the person who was on Volibear won. It was pretty neat. since Volibear gets to channel an extra rune every time a mighty unit is played. So as you can see, they have a lot of mighty units in here, and with it being a 4-player game, I feel like they have plenty of time to kind of get going before everybody else. Because if there's one player who's going too fast, everyone will kind of slow them down as well. And then getting out like Volibear Furious or even Volibear Imposing, it's just so hard to deal with. So I don't know. I thought Volibear looked really good. Next we have the Viktor deck, the Viktor trial deck. So this one's legend here is Viktor, Herald of the Arcane. His ability is you may pay 1 and turn him, and you get to play 1 Might Recruit unit token, which this deck actually comes with. It's on the back here. So this deck comes with 3, 6, 8 recruit tokens, because this deck will probably be generating quite a bit of them. So it comes with 8 of those. And the battlefields you've got are Altar to Unity, the Grand Plaza, and Trifarian War Camp. So again, the battlefields they include in this do synergize with each legend. So as you saw with Volley, and then as we'll see with Jinx and Yasuo, they don't just put random ones in here. The decks they give you are actually like built to function and show off the game well. So I don't think there's going to be like one deck that's better than the rest or weaker than the rest. They all have their chance to shine because they're all like pretty decently well made. So continuing on into the Viktor deck, we've got, how should I do this? Got 3 Stupefy, 3 Watchful Sentry, 2 Wraith of Echoes, 2 Unchecked Powers, 3 Cruel Patrons, 3 Call the Weak, 2 Forge Chief, 3 Hidden Blades, 2 Omen Hawks, 3 Vanguard Captain, 2 Grand Stratagem, 2 Harnessed Dragons, 2 Machine Evangel, right? Is that how you say that word? 2 Seal of Unities. Uh-oh, now I've run out of room. 3 Viktor Leader. And 3 Siphon Power. Move that in there. Yeah, so the Viktor deck actually comes with 2 Seal of Unities. And the seals are pretty neat because each rune color has a seal for it. And if you do play them, and if you do get them in play, they can be used in place of recycling one of your runes of that color. So it's pretty neat. I really like seals. I think they're gonna play a key role in a lot of decks going forward. But yeah, this deck, the deck for Viktor focuses mostly on, you know, making the little tokens, getting value out of them through just, you know, swarming the board and overwhelming it with things like Siphon Power. Or which one is it? I think it is the Grand Plaza, which is a pretty, I'm not sure how often it might happen, but if you have 7 or more units here and you hold it, you win the game instantly. So that one's a pretty neat one. But the Trifarian War Camp is the one that works well with swarming, because units here have +1 might, so all these little, you know, 1 might tokens become, you know, 2. And then it also works on your opponents as well, but usually, I mean, unless your opponent is also swarming it, usually they'll just have a couple where you'll have a bunch of these little guys buffing it up. And then you've got things like Cruel Patron, which is as an additional cost to play me, kill a friendly unit. So you just make a token, you play this big guy instead, and the cost is subverted by this token. But yeah, that's pretty much like Viktor's whole thing, right? Making these little guys, making use of them by buffing them all up, or using them as costs, and then just kind of swarming the board from there. So it's yeah, much different than Volibear. So I think a lot of what I've heard, a lot of people like Viktor the most, from what I heard, out of all these trial decks. So that'll be something you have to try out and figure out on your own, though. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, yeah, also, Viktor deck does come with 6 Mind Runes, 6 Order Runes, blue, yellow, just like Viktor's colors. Next we got Yasuo green-purple deck. And this one comes with Yasuo Unforgiven as your legend. And for him, it is you pay 2, turn him sideways, and you move a friendly unit to or from your base. So, so Yasuo's whole thing is moving characters all over the board, from battlefield to battlefield, to base, to back, to battlefield. That's his whole kind of thing. And to kind of help him out with that, he's got these battlefields. He's got Windswept Hillock, he's got Targon's Peak, and he's got Reaver's Row. Yeah, I think having them over here is maybe better, even though he's got a bit of glare. And then in the deck, we've got 2 Clockwork Keeper, 2 Defy, 2 On Guard, 2 Meditation, 3 Wielder of Water, 3 Discipline, 1 Wind Wall, which does not look like a wind wall, 3 Yasuo Remorseful, oh, see, another seal, so 2 Seal of Focus, 1 Cemetery Attendant, 2 Rebuke, 3 Stealthy Pursuer, 3 Traveling Merchant, 3 Kane Unleashed, 3 Madden Marauder, 2 Misfortune Buccaneer, and 3 Last Breaths. And then also you've got the 6 Calm Room and 6 Chaos Runes. But yeah, like I said, for Yasuo was actually the one I played in my multiplayer 4-player game, and he seems like a tricky kind of deck. I say that because, like I said before, his whole thing is like moving units all over the board. So you've got like Yasuo Remorseful, which is gonna be your champion because there's no other Yasuo in here. Yeah, so what you can do is you can send him to a battlefield, activate his effect, deal damage equal to his might to an enemy unit there, and then once you've conquered that one, you can, you know, use your legend ability to send him back to base, and then you can use like something like Last Breath to ready him, deal damage to its might to an enemy unit at a battlefield. So ready him up, deal damage to the other battlefield to an enemy unit, then send him there, and if there's another unit there, then you deal damage again. So you can do something tricky like that. You've also got like a lot of reactions like Discipline, and you've got Meditation and On Guard. On Guard and Discipline are like really good combat tricks. They help you keep the battlefield under your control, and then we've got Kane here, which is also pretty solid because he's got ganking. So normally you can only go from your battlefield, or sorry, from your base to your battlefield, and then battlefield back to base, and then if you want to go to the other battlefield, then you got to wait a turn and go back to the new one. But with Kane, he can just go from battlefield to battlefield instead of having to go back to base and then back and then back and back. So that's pretty neat as well. Misfortune is also really neat because she can be played to an open battlefield, and then her other effect is friendly units can also be played to open battlefield. So say both of these are open, and then you have her in hand, so you can just go like that, and then you can just play on the other one as well because of her ability. So she's pretty neat as well. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed Yasuo. Like I said earlier with the Volibear deck, Volibear was the one that won, and I could not do anything to the giant Volibear. Most people couldn't. I think Victor's deck does have some spells and units that can deal with it, but there's not much in this one that can, because Volibear is, I believe, 10 might, so I need like double Discipline Yasuo or something, or Yeah, Rebuke would work as well, right? Yeah, to send it back to its owner's hand. But otherwise, yeah, it's a tough one to deal with. But overall, I think I enjoyed Yasuo, and I'm curious to see what like an actual constructed Yasuo deck would look like, because, like I said, he seems very, very tricky. Yeah, so finally, we have Jinx, and Jinx is going to be the red-purple deck, and the Legend's going to be Loose Cannon. So at the start of your beginning phase, draw one if you have one or fewer cards in your hand. So I believe this is before you draw, right? Because it's A, B, C, D as the beginning step. So I believe A is Awaken, B is Beginning Phase, and then C is Channel the Runes, and D is Draw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Well, something like that. So you will draw a card first, and then you'll draw for your turn. But yeah, so that's Jinx Loose Cannon. Move that over there. And then the 3 battlefields to go with her are Reaver's Row, Windswept Hillock, and Zon Warrens. And I believe Zon Warrens is the one we've seen these two before, but Zon Warrens we have not seen before. This one probably synergizes the most with her. So when you conquer here, discard one, draw one. So it helps you dig for what you need, and also empty your hand of any expensive cards if you want to make use of Loose Cannon's ability. So in the deck, we've got 3 Brazen Buccaneers, 3 Chemtech Enforcer, 3 Flame Chompers, 3 Legion Rearguard, 3 Noxious Hopeful, 1 Scrapyard Champion, 3 Jinx Demolitionist, 2 Vi Destructive, 3 Seal of Rage, 2 Gust, 2 Rebuke, 1 Undercover Agent, 2 Traveling Merchant. Let me scoot these up. Oh, sorry, 3 Traveling Merchant, 1 Jinx Rebel, and 2 Possession. We got 3 Seal of Discords and 2 Super Mega Death Rockets. And you also got the usual 6 Fury Runes, 6 Chaos Runes. Yeah, so Jinx is pretty interesting. She's supposed to be like the aggro deck, the fast deck. She also comes with 2 sets of seals for each of her rune colors, which is pretty neat. She also has 2 options for a champion that you want to accompany your legend. Who else? I think Viktor only had 1, Volley had 2, Yasuo also had 1. So I guess only Volley and Jinx are the 2 decks that have an option for the champion you want to start with. You know, Legion Rearguard, you got Noxious Hopeful, you got Flame Chompers. They're all pretty cheap costs. I mean, I know this one says 4, but it's got Legion, so it'll cost 2 less if you've played another card this turn. So it could be a 2 for 4. And then you've got Brazen Buccaneer, this one as well. So as an additional cost, you may discard a card and make him cost 2 less. So he would most of the time be 4 if that cost 4 if that's what you're going for. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, I think the goal of this deck is just to go fast and take over as quickly as you can before, you know, bigger units like Volibear stuff gets out of hand. And you've got the seals to kind of help you with that, so you don't have to recycle too many of your runes, because these all don't have a recycle cost, whereas these ones do, right? And then this is where these come in handy, because you don't have to be set back a few turns just by doing that, right? You can set up the seals, then just start pumping out things, especially with like the accelerate costs, right? The accelerate costs are accelerate's like a really good keyword, I guess it's called, or trait. It lets the units come into the battlefield ready, so you're gonna be using that a lot, especially in this deck, because like I said, you're going fast. And then this signature spell for Jinx, Super Mega Death Rocket, is also really good. So you deal 5 to a unit, costs 4 and 1, so like I said, you've got the seals to kind of deal with that. And then when you conquer, you may discard a card to return this from the trash to your hand. So it's essentially a reusable deal 5 to a unit, as long as you keep conquering, which is pretty good, right? So say your opponent has, you know, Zon Warrens, and you want to take over that place. Say they have 1 unit there, and then they've got 1 at Windswept Hillock, something like that. You can just go Super Mega Death Rocket, deal 5 to one of them, and remove that. Then you can bring out Legion Rearguard with Accelerate, and then instantly conquer. Then you get this back, and you can do it again next turn. Or, I don't know how long the game would have to go for you to play 2 Super Mega Death Rockets in a turn, but usually it's just like 1 conquer, get it back, then do it again next turn. Something like that. But you could, you know, theoretically play 2 Death Rockets in a turn if you have that much runes. Jinx is also really good because she can recycle 1 from trash, and she gets 1 might. So as you're discarding a lot of stuff, or a lot of your units are being, you know, killed off, she can pump herself up to become like really big, like 13 or even higher, right? Usually you don't need to go that high, but sometimes you can. It is a good answer to like volley, right? One of the few, like Rebuke and then Vi. And Possession's actually an interesting one. I never got to see this played, but I was reading it earlier, and it's it's so expensive, but it does seem like a pretty decent answer to giant units you can't get past. So basically what it does is you choose an enemy at a battlefield, and you take control of it and recall it. So you send it to your base. It doesn't say it's temporary either. It's just like a permanent thing. So this spell seems pretty neat, although it does cost 8 plus 3, so it is a bit expensive. But with an effect like that, I guess it makes sense why it costs so much. But yeah, those are the 4 trial decks. I know some people would like to know what's in them before they get to try them out at their local game stores whenever they come in. So there you go. So I guess just a rundown. Jinx is more of a aggro deck. You want to go fast, you want to get units to the battlefields and get points as soon as you can. Yasuo is more tricky. It's got some movement abilities. It's got Yasuo himself who does direct damage. So he's a tricky kind of deck. And you got Viktor who likes to swarm with a lot of little units and then pump them up to make them bigger and then make big moves that way. And Volibear kind of just plays big guys, tries to ramp up to even bigger guys, and tries to stick, you know, usually 1 big unit a turn kind of thing. The game's been really fun. I'm hoping those of you out there who are watching and want to try the game and haven't tried it yet will go out there and try it and enjoy it as well. It's much more fun than I expected. And for those of you who are interested in watching still, I do have an extra Volibear trial deck that I'll be giving away. So if you want to enter, I'll have the rules in the description of the video, but it's basically just going to be the usual. Like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel, and you'll be entered in a chance to win this trial deck. But yeah, looking forward to seeing all of you play this game. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and hope you all enjoy the game.